every time I come to Europe, this is very normal for you guys, but I always enjoy the rooftops you guys have. And the good thing about this kind of rooftop, because you guys have snow.
They do.
We don't have snow. That's why you have this shape so the snow can go down.
So exactly,
can go down, but we don't have it in Taiwan, so we don't care.
We had a very famous king called King Matthias, Mátyás, and he was one of the very well beloved king because he was not only smart, but he listened to the people.
The difference between Hungarian people and Czech Republic people.
Okay. Definitely Hungarians can be quite negative, but I think Czech as well. Especially my husband say Czech people can be quite negative too. But what I see, they are a bit more open than Hungarian, I think. And in Japan, all the fish is so fresh and so delicious, right? It's crazy.
We love Japan.
We love Japan. I do believe before we come here, we kind of plan, not necessarily our life, but we plan that, hey, we should meet this person if we're gonna go with these kind of decisions. When you meet for the first time with someone, you not only shake hands, but then you would get 2 kisses. You know, one side.
Yeah. Ciao. I just met my first friend in Brunei, Agnes. There are so many stories we will tell you guys. But right now, she gave me a gift. It's very nice of her.
So it's a good brand that we really like. It's usually the healthier versions, you know. That's just for you, you know.
Oh, this is great.
It's a very Czech chocolate, you know.
It's called Studentska.
Studentska.
Student?
It's students. For students, you know.
Boom.
And that's my other favorite. This is my mom's favorite, and that's my favorite. I just really like it. It's a good little snack, you know. It's like, how would you describe it? It's kind of like crackers, so it's a bit salty in the inside, but chocolatey on the outside. It's like a perfect combination for me.
Don't be jealous.
Maybe he will bring you some, you know.
Don't be jealous. No, I will not give you this. This is all mine. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna eat it. No worries.
Pink one is like summer season stuff.
Okay.
Rotate every year. Something new. So maybe everything from this is like.
You like coffee?
I do like coffee.
Yeah, so let's have some coffee.
Okay.
After. Okay. Thank you.
Do you want to keep the menu?
Yeah,
let's
let's
keep
keep
it.
it. Both of them. This is actually the coffee where I came for the very first time when I visited Czech Republic.
This one?
This one. With my husband, back my boyfriend, and that was 6 years ago maybe.
Oh, you met him here?
No, I didn't meet him here, but when I came to visit him in Czech Republic, this was the first place where he took me.
Wow.
Yes.
I think today is about you, for sure.
Not about you too, because I want to get to know you.
No, it's about you. But here, people care about you more, for sure.
Okay.
You know, today for sure is about you. You can talk about me, whatever you want after that, but today is about you.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, you went to Taiwan 10 years ago?
10 years ago.
Were you a student?
Yes. It was because I was lucky. I was very lucky. Okay, like at the time, back in high school, we were the first class in Debrecen that had the opportunity to learn Chinese. So I was like, yeah, sure, I want to learn Chinese. That's so exciting, like so different. It's not a European language. It has, you know, these characters. Like to me, it was back at the time so mystical for some reason, you know, and the Chinese culture too. So I was like, yes, I'm going to learn Chinese. So after 1 year of learning Chinese in high school, I had this opportunity that if I wanted to, I could go for abroad. Of course, I had to apply, I had to have interviews and language tests and all that. But I passed, and I got the opportunity that, hey, if you want, you can go to Taiwan. I was like, yeah, I would like to. You know, I was 16 back then, and several people in the committee on the Rotary Club didn't want to let me go because they thought I was still too young.
Oh.
But my father, not my father, but one person within the club actually stood up for me. That, hey, just because she's a bit younger than the others who apply for it, shouldn't discriminate her, you know, like she can speak English, she seems like very communicative, you know, it's gonna be fine. And my father was so touched, and of course after that everybody was like, okay, she can go. And because of this, ďakujem moc krát. It looks great. It's like with strawberry and coffee and oat milk.
You are smart. I should ask you what should I order.
Next time.
Yeah, next time I will listen to you.
So I went to Taiwan, and how it works that when you're through Rotary, you will have 3 families. Each 3 months you will change. So it wasn't fully a year, it was like 10 months I was there, from August till June.
Okay. That was 2014.
14 and
15. August to June. Okay.
Yes.
Especially 10 years ago. People don't really know where Taiwan is.
I guess so. Yeah, that's
Right.
true. Yeah.
So it's
Even me, like of course I was 16, but I don't even know if I knew it before or not. I knew where China was, of course, obviously, but I think I also knew that next to China, below somewhere, it's gonna be Taiwan. But I'm not sure if I knew it or not.
And did you learn traditional Chinese in Taiwan?
Traditional, yeah.
But when you were before you went
In
to
Hungary,
Taiwan,
that was simplified.
Simplified Chinese,
Yeah.
and now you get the traditional Chinese.
Yes. So
How do you feel about that?
I actually prefer traditional.
Yeah, do you feel like more struggle? in a way?
Yeah, well, to be honest, when I came back to Hungary and had to continue it in simplified, I was so confused and lost. Because the simplified characters are they have less meaning to me. Like with the traditional, I felt like it had more meaning inside and it was easier to memorize it.
Okay.
But the simplified to me was too simple.
simple.
I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was different.
It was different, yeah. So since you were young, you are this kind of adventurous person?
I do like adventures. Yeah.
Wow. Why? Because of your father, I guess?
I
You have a
know.
wise father and he encouraged you
Yes, definitely.
to study abroad. Normally
Yeah.
your father was very protective. I think your father is also very protective, I guess, but he
He's-
encouraged you to go to abroad
Yeah.
to study for like 10 months.
Yeah. He can be a bit protective, but I think it only comes to, boys and husbands. So definitely, even on our wedding, he was like, I'm looking at, be good to my daughter.
That's for sure,
yeah. But when it comes to experiences and studying and all that, he's very much like supportive. Like, whatever you can experience. And
Okay, but if you have to pick one place in Taiwan, you have the deepest memory.
just one place?
Yeah, just one place.
Oh my
Biggest
God.
memory, the most impressed you. It could be your dormitory. It could be.
If I can just highlight one, there was one time when with all the exchange students, we went to the Sun Moon Lake.
Oh, yeah.
And I think above the Sun Moon Lake, there's like this park where you can have fun. I really like that. There were the, how do you call it, roller coasters? Like very interesting roller coasters there.
云霄飞车 in Chinese? Yeah, roller coaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that-
And you did it?
Yeah.
You like it?
I love roller coasters.
So you are the person who likes the excitement.
Yes, I
basically.
love the excitement. Of course, not everything. So for example, I'm afraid of heights.
What do you mean you're afraid of height and you like roller coaster?
The
That
roller
doesn't make
coaster is
sense
not
to
so
me.
high, That's not that.
It's really high already. Okay, so you're okay. Let me put it this way. So you're saying roller coaster, skydiving.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
Okay, bungee jumping.
I haven't done that either. So those two are still like
Skydiving, it's okay for you?
No.
Too high?
too high.
Let me tell you, I give you experience. I haven't done bungee jumping, but I will
Okay.
tell you, skydiving is less afraid.
Really?
Yeah. If you watch a movie about universe, right? You don't feel high. You just see the great view.
Yeah.
But if you're in a bungee jumping, then it's very high.
True that. Yeah, maybe I would do it earlier. The
Skydiving is less scary
Okay.
because the people will help you behind you.
Yes, true
And
that.
it's
So you're
very
together
good.
with someone at
Yes,
least.
right.
Yeah.
But bungee jumping is like just by yourself and you jump free fall.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I don't know if I could do that, but skydiving, I definitely want to try.
I think one last question people really care about. What is your favorite food in Taiwan?
Oh my goodness.
You get this question all the time, I know, but I have to ask.
Okay, so let me just say, one of my favorites was that it's the most simple food ever. My ama was making it for me.
Okay.
At one of the host families, I didn't have a family, I had a grandma. And I was
Okay.
living just with a grandma. And for breakfast, she would make me udon noodles.
Udon.
Yes,
Oh.
and I just loved it. Udon noodles and some kind of...
I know the noodles is really chewy and big one, right?
yes, yeah.
With the
big,
seafood
chewy.
inside?
I don't think it was seafood. There was some kind of green leafy vegetable.
Oh, I know what that.
Yeah?
I guess it's called 米苔目, I guess.
Could be.
It's like white and just very pure, not what soup. Mm-hmm. And with this noodle, that's it.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. It was amazing. And my grandma would make it not every morning, but most of the mornings. So that would be my breakfast.
Yeah, that is also one of my favorite meals in Taiwan. I ate that all the time.
It's amazing. As a Hungarian, we have a very long history. And especially the past 1,000 years, we are very proud of it, that we were a big country. This whole thing used to be the old Hungary, the Great Hungary as we call it. And now it's this yellow thing. Basically, this was when it was at its coolest, and for the longest time, this was like this almost for 1,000 years. But after World War I, they did some kind of testing, like how many people live here, how many of them are Hungarian, how many not. And even though not all the information were correct, they did sign it that, hey, you're going to have a smaller country. And one of the reasons actually why they did that, now we learned this in school, is because they didn't want to have such a strong country in the middle of Europe. Because there was already Germany that was at the time quite strong. They wanted to decentralize Europe. So it would be smaller countries, much easier to control.
Okay.
And we were on the losing side, so we didn't have any saying in it. We had a very famous king called King Matthias, Mátyás.
Mátyás or
Mátyás? Mátyás, King Matthias. And he was one of the very well beloved king because he was not only smart, but he listened to the people. And we have some fairy tales about it as well, and some legends that he used to dress as commoner and go to different villages to see how they live, what they do, and from this not only learn, but also if there were people who were working more and they were smart, he would go back to the king, to his castle, think about it, and then either help them somehow, because they were hard workers, they were smart, they should be rewarded. So I just really like this king helping out this one.
Okay.
King Matthias.
King Matthias.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
That's actually Hungary. As Hungarians, we came from Asia. So
some people say that.
Yeah. And
I'm not sure is that true though.
It is true. It is true because even our language, it's a Ugralic language. So it comes from right now from mountains, or at least that's where we can track it back so far. From a mountain range in Russia, for example, in the Asian side of Russia. In Chinese, you call us 匈牙利, which is the teeth, the
匈牙利.
Yeah. So the Chinese people met us, and we were those tribes that were on our horses, very violent at times as well, because we were traveling all around and trying to find our place, But when we came to Europe, we kind of raided around Europe, so they didn't really like us and they feared us because we raided it, and then we went to Pannonia, which is now Hungary.
Oh.
So we weren't, kind to others, I guess, or at least that's what history says for sure. It's the best way to immerse yourself in the culture. Have you played?
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Of course.
Okay. Good.
But I need you to help. Do you know where to go?
Come. I'm going to show you something.
What's that?
Come. Just a fun shop, because I don't know if Taiwanese people have this kind of shop.
All right.
Yeah. Just something fun. It's right here. Wow. It sells things that could be connected to weed.
Weed?
Yeah. It's not a real deal, but you can find all kind of hookahs here and...
Should we get in?
You can look around if you want, sure.
You introduce and now I'm interested.
Hi.
Hello.
So you can buy all kinds of these.
Oh, so it's legal in Czech Republic?
It's a gray area. They do not sell it, the thing, but all the equipment for it, they do.
Okay, interesting to me.
Yeah.
So this is all equipment?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want, as a tiny present, we can buy you something, this small thing, just a memory. I was studying my university in Denmark. And
really?
Yeah. So I was living there
after Taiwan?
Yeah, after Taiwan, I came back to Hungary for 2 more years. Then I graduated high school, and then I went to Denmark for university.
Okay.
And I went there because for European people, it's free to study in Denmark. And if you work in Denmark at least 40 hours a month, you will get a government support for extra money for yourself, you know.
All right.
So you're going to have like almost like a full-time employee salary, like a bit less, of course, but
Good for you.
yeah, right? So that's why I went back to Denmark to study. Not just good education, which is good. And this is actually called Zányak, which is like a green market area. Every day they have here the market. So we can even go through it if you want.
Wow. Okay.
And we can check some of the products if that's interesting.
No problem. So you were talking about Denmark immigration. And...
So Denmark immigration. So my parents definitely didn't want me to go to capital. And anyways, to the university I applied for, that was in a very tiny town next to the second biggest city. So it was, if you imagine Denmark, look, it has two main islands. Here is Copenhagen, and here you have a couple big cities. And below Aarhus was Horsens.
Horsens,
And that was like a student city, basically. There were either elderly people or students. So it was a lovely place.
You were still very young back then. It's like
19, 19, and I turned 20 there. Yes.
Wow,
yes,
that's a big day, huh?
Yes. So that was the first place where I actually came across weed, you know. Before that, I had never really met it. And I was always thinking, like, whoever uses that, that's a bad person. At the time, I thought it was a drug, you know. I didn't know that it's like a herb thing, like it's natural stuff, I didn't know anything about drugs, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I never came across of it. And so when I started to date my husband, after a couple of weeks, he told me he uses it. I was like, that's not good. That's awful, you know? like, what are we gonna do? Like, that must affect you. And he was like, you know, I just had it today as well. Have you noticed? I was like, no. Well, there you go. I was like, what the heck? So I was like, okay, maybe then I should try it out as well, right? And that was the time when my mom was coming to visit. And my older sister was coming to visit with her now husband as well, because I was moving from one apartment to another, and they helped me move. And they would meet my husband as well. And this was the first time they met him.
Oh,
And I told my mom that I asked my boyfriend to bring us some weed to try. And she was like, oh, I want to try it too. I never tried it either. So all of us, five of us, all of us tried it at once. And
Family union.
And because I told my boyfriend at the time that, hey, I want the best stuff. Best stuff means the strongest. I didn't know that. To him, it's sweet. So the very first experience of mine was so strong.
How does that feel? It's like good or?
Depends again on how much you use. The experience can be different to everyone. For example, my mom only took a tiny bit, and all she experienced was like more vivid colors. And like
More colors.
Yeah.
More like enjoyment.
Yeah, and because she only took a tiny bit, so she was more about, she had a fun experience how yellow the banana is.
Yellow banana?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Like how beautiful yellow it is. You don't know, because, you know, I don't know if you learned anything about it, but weed was criminalized by the USA back like, I don't know, 60 years ago, something like that, because it was so useful, you know, like it didn't just treat like depression and all those things, but in different ways how you used it. It could be like a cream that could eliminate pain and stuff like that, you know, so you could use it in various different ways, and it wasn't good for the pharmacy, exactly, because they, you know, if you use weed, you will use less pills, less stuff, so it's not good. So, and that was one of the reasons. And second reason, they needed to find a way to criminalize Mexicans, I think. And Mexicans were using a lot. So it was like a good argument why to push back Mexicans from the USA, because they're using weed, right? It's you are a criminal, you shouldn't do that.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, it has many different ways why they did that.
Yeah.
Let's walk that way. We're gonna walk here, and then we're gonna get to the park.
It's already beautiful to me now.
I know, that's why it's just a lovely terrace here. We're gonna walk that way, and you're gonna see more of the city as well. It's more of the bit of the industrial side, and there's going to be also the train station as well. But it's still a pretty view.
Okay. So in general, I haven't asked you this actually. Like, how do you feel about like the Brno city? The
Brno.
people here.
Okay.
In a way that what is a general feeling would you describe?
Okay. So general feeling, I love it
Yeah. Can we see that?
because just like in Taiwan or in Taipei,
Yeah.
there's a lot of nature when you look around. So it's quite green, and there are many parks. And when we're gonna go to the Pšerada, the lake, it's full nature. And so what I like in Brno too, it's not the biggest city. It's quite compact. You can find everything. There's all kinds of opportunities, but also it's still green. And especially when you step outside of Brno, there's all kinds of forest in the surrounding. Like where I live, it's surrounded by forest. That's why we actually moved there. One of the reasons, because we love forest. We love to walk. We love to trek. We have a dog as well.
What's
do you
her
like
name?
dog? Mia.
Yeah. Mia?
Mia.
Is it?
It's a
woman?
little schnauzer.
Oh, that's
It's very
great.
cute.
I cannot stop enjoying this place.
Yes.
So for me, it's like when you say Brno, you live at the countryside. So I guess you like kind of like peaceful,
I
not too
do
crowded
Yeah.
life, right?
Yes.
People you can see right here. This one, and also have some churches. I like church too.
I love churches.
And then the rooftop. Every time I come to Europe, this is very normal for you guys, but I always enjoy the rooftops you guys have, right? And the good thing about this kind of rooftop, because you guys have snow.
They do.
We don't have snow.
Oh yeah, true that.
So that's why you have this shape, so the snow can
Yeah,
going
so
down
exactly,
and going down. But we
exactly.
don't have it in Taiwan, so we don't care. So
True that.
it's great. Wow. Great. Congratulations.
Congratulations. So cool.
Wow, they're beautiful. So okay, you can see people enjoy the view here. Oh.
And we can walk on this way, and then you will see where we are going next.
Okay. So this is the whole Brno, actually downtown. In a way.
Yeah, definitely. But Brno is so much bigger than this. Like this is just one side. You will see. I think once we go up there, you will see even more. You know.
Actually, today is Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's Saturday.
And then normally Saturday would be a lot of people.
I guess, but you know, in Czech Republic, many people uses the weekends to go to the nature.
Okay.
So not necessarily to the city, which is also nice, of course. Maybe to the city in the evening, because especially during summer, it can be quite hot. Look, the architecture of that one is beautiful.
All right. Is it resident?
It's a hotel, I think.
Hotel? Mm-hmm. Oh.
It's very beautiful. I really like it. Whenever I pass here, I'm like, have a look at this.
Seems to me like a very nice hotel.
It
With
is.
some history.
It is, definitely. Well, we will have to look it up because I don't know it.
So tell me more about like the difference between Hungarian people and Czech Republic people.
Okay. Actually, I would say in many points they are quite similar because our history is quite similar. You know, we also had communism, for example, just like Czech Republic. But one thing that they are different, I think Czech people definitely are more sporty. And people just don't do as much trekking as here. So I think that might be one of the reasons.
So you say Hungary people are more sporty?
No, Czech
Czech
people.
people are more
people.
sporty.
Yeah.
Okay, what about like their personality-wise?
Personality. Okay, so of course everybody's different, but definitely Hungarians can be quite negative, but I think Czech as well. Especially my husband says that Czech people can be quite negative too. But what I see, they are a bit more open than Hungarian, I think. And Hungarians can have the tendency, I am not one of those, but can have the tendency to have this kind of face where they are not showing any emotions. And just kind of like a
Really?
poker face. Yeah.
Hungary is more like poker face?
Yeah, I would say.
Serious?
Yeah,
Okay.
serious. Yeah. In Czech Republic, I think they are more smiley, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it really, let's cross here. Czech Republic, people are more reserved to touch. So they don't touching that much. And meanwhile, in my family at least, we were definitely touching and hugging much more than here. But it really depends on the family and where you come from.
Interesting. So
yeah.
Hungary people are more can physical touching, maybe I don't know, kissing face.
Yeah,
this
definitely. Like for example, kissing face.
Like Spanish people, like kissing
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
two sides.
We actually do have that when you meet for the first time with someone, you not only shake hands, but then you would get two kisses. You know, one side, even in men sometimes, but they usually do it for friends especially.
So this place looks to me, it's like more residency.
Yeah.
And I realized they have very great door design for me. I would say
Yeah?
this. Yes, it's a big door. For me, this is a big door. It's not very big one, but if the normal apartment we have this door like this, this would be more normal, right? And then the color architecture about the city, I would say is more like orange. In a way, yellow and orange, in typical European style.
Yeah, yellow especially, for sure. White as well, I would say.
And I noticed one thing, the graffiti in this city is not a lot.
Yeah, that depends on the area. I think they especially clean it as well.
Right?
And there are several places where you have the graffiti, but I think it's like kind of allowed, I would think. But again, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think graffiti in general is illegal. And I was coming from Austria, Vietnam, and there were like a lot of graffiti in some area.
In some area, exactly. Like I wouldn't say it's like everywhere.
We got it.
Like there, exactly.
Oh, we got it. I
Exactly.
think graffiti in Europe is in general very popular in everywhere.
Like especially if it's artsy, yes. Like those Chris Crocs graffitis are not as popular as like making like some kind of art as well with it.
Wow, this graffiti is pretty nice. Okay. I was just making a video about graffiti in Bosnia. I tried my graffiti first experience in Sarajevo. It's
Wow.
interesting because I'm also like this kind of good kid like you, I suppose.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, may I? But I was drawing in my artist friend's garage. So I wouldn't dare to just draw outside. No, there's no way.
Look, it's a tiny balcony.
Yes.
What I love is that even though there are sometimes just small balconies, they still put there, make it a bit pretty.
Wow.
This is also a school here.
Oh, is this elementary school?
Yeah, I think it's an elementary. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, it's elementary school.
And on the back,
Hello. Ta-da! Change the outfit.
just a bit.
This is the real deal here. Now we have raining. It's just a little bit small rain.
Just, very
Compared
nice.
to Taiwan, it's nothing. So we can take it.
Yes. Taiwan was such a beautiful experience, and I was so happy I could really go there, really. Okay, we are going that way.
So now we are going to a very famous park in Brno.
Yes. And it's the same, like during summer, many people come here. On the top, they have a picnic or just lay down, just enjoy their time, really.
Okay, so you were a graduate a college in Denmark,
Yes.
a place called
Horsens.
Horsens, right?
Yes.
And afterward, you went back to Hungary?
No,
or
I came here to Czech Republic.
You just went to Czech Republic
Yeah.
immediately?
Yeah, immediately.
Brno?
Yeah, because of my husband. He is from Brno.
Oh, so you met your husband in Denmark?
Yes, he was there for 1 year actually, kind of like an exchange student,
Okay.
And throughout that 1 year, we fall in love, we moved together. Then he had to go back, and I was like, oh, what can I do? So for like half a year, we were online. And then after that, I came here for 1 semester as well as an exchange student.
You said online, you mean you were in Denmark and he was in here?
Yes.
And you were there, keep studying, or you were working already?
No, I was keep studying there.
Keep studying there.
Yeah, my degree was a 4.5 years long degree. It's called Global Business Engineering, so I was studying IT plus business. So it was quite a nice degree, and in one of the semesters, I think in the 7th semester, I could go for a exchange year or exchange semester. So I came here to Brno to study.
Another college?
No, same college.
Same.
So it's like, I think we don't have that much rain.
Interesting.
So 4.5 years long degree, almost 5. And you have 2 kind of degrees meshed together, IT and business.
So 2 major degrees you have,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Okay. Then it's the same college?
Same college, but within Europe, I don't know if you know the concept Erasmus.
No.
Erasmus means that during your university studies, you can take 1 or 2 semesters to go to a different university.
Okay.
And get your grades there and get your studies there in a different country. So I chose Brno because I was like, well, my boyfriend is here, so I want to be with him. So we came here and we moved to a tiny apartment together, and that's when COVID hit in 2020.
That was 2020.
Yes, exactly.
Did you, for example, make friends here or meet people here?
So in the beginning, not that much, because I was just content being with my boyfriend, you know.
Okay.
And now, well, after a couple of years, I was working for a company, but it was just online. So yeah, I was missing like having like my own friends. We had our common friends with my husband, his friends mostly. And now what I'm doing is actually, you know, after a couple of years at the previous company where I was working, I kind of burned out because I was a project manager for an IT company. And then I was an account manager as well, and then I was in charge of the team as well. So I was doing way too much stuff.
In this IT company,
Yes.
in Brno? Right?
Yeah, in Brno. But I was working only online because we had team members from all around the world, basically.
Understood.
And I kind of burned out, so I left the company. I was thinking what else I could do.
Go.
So cute. So yeah, I was thinking about what could I do. And I know that, okay, I am interested in businesses. I am interested in people and connecting with people. So, and I was talking with my mom, and she was like, yeah, you know, I've been going to this business club for like 7 years, and how, you know, positive it was for me, and I get my clientele like 70% from there already. I was like, maybe I could do something similar in Czech Republic, right? Because there are business clubs here, but they are all in Czech.
Now, what do you mean a business club? I'm not familiar
yeah,
with
okay.
about
So
that.
a business club is more like a networking club, where you go, you spend like 1.5 hour with guided networking, and afterwards you either have like a lunch or dinner together, so you have a free time to actually discuss whatever you want. And why is it good? Because you can also, most of these in these clubs, you measure how many recommendations you give, how many you get. So that there's kind of like a measurable way how it can enhance your business, you know, and opportunities. What it ultimately does is help you get to know other entrepreneurs and business owners who might be in the same shoe as you or might know more or less than you, and but you can share experience regarding marketing, sales, what kind of processes works for you, what doesn't, and so on. And I want to make friends as well, so why not just make business friends, right?
Great.
So still, it's a good opportunity to, you know, meet people, network with people, talk about profession, what you do, how you can improve, what else you can choose, you know. Are you sure you don't want to
No,
come
it's okay. Don't mind.
Okay.
I'm just afraid. I think this is waterproof. Don't worry.
I'm not sure, because when I was researching it, it said it's not waterproof. Hello.
Now we changed the gears. You guys cannot see, but now we have a little bit of rain.
Yes. So we need some waterproof here.
Waterproof gear. So we're going this way, right?
Yeah, we are going this way.
Okay, good. Where
Yeah.
are they from normally?
All
Most of
around the world. Like many people actually are from either the USA or Great Britain. But also there are people who are from Spain or Brasilia. Or
Okay. Interesting.
yeah. There's one person who's also from Hungary.
And how many percentage are locals?
So from the USA I had like 4 people. From Czech Republic I have like, I don't know, 10% of the people, 15.
Okay.
So I still have to work on it, you know, to have more people from Czech Republic too, because that would be the best, of course. Yeah, this is the outlook of Špilberk.
Oh, let's check a little.
Yeah, you can go closer, check it out.
Yeah. It's called
Špilberk.
Špilberk. This is some kind of castle, I guess.
Yeah, it's a castle. It used to function also as a prison for some time.
Prison?
Yeah, prison as well, but it's a castle.
Okay. Interesting. Now we have the castle.
Yeah, and here's like a bar as well, so people come here, chill out, have a drink. And actually, we can go that way and you can have a bit of view.
Yes. So here is the castle, which used to be right,
A prison as well.
prison. I would say this is a very good prison, right?
It is.
You can still enjoy the view.
Yeah, right, at least.
The hell? You can see there's a two church. You can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you religious?
I have my own point of views.
So, okay. It sounds like complicated in a one.
No, it's
Okay.
but I don't know which church is what. I know most of them, of course, Christian.
Okay.
But again, this is something my husband could talk about.
About Christian?
No, about all kind of churches, because it's
Oh.
part of architecture, right? So.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about you. Like.
Okay, so I am not Christian, although for example, my parents were baptized. They didn't want to baptize me to give me the option to choose for myself when I'm, an adult.
Okay.
And I believe in many things. Like I have a mixture of belief. I do believe in that we are reborn. I do believe that we are here to experience and to learn. And I also believe in kind of in a way of karma, but not maybe in a generic way. I do believe that there are things that we bring from our past life, but not necessarily that because we were bad, but because we experienced something. And maybe that brings us to a kind of limiting beliefs to what we are doing here right now. And this is something that we just have to work through, with the help of people, with the help of our connections, that we do, and also nurturing ourselves and seeing ourselves in a positive way and accepting who we are,
Okay.
But I do believe before we come here, we kind of plan, not necessarily our life, but we plan that, hey, we should meet this person if we're gonna go with these kind of decisions. Because there are people that you have kind of, I don't wanna call it a soul contract, but you have kind of an agreement with them that, hey, this person is gonna teach me something because I should experience it. So they're gonna come into my life. And they might not necessarily stay there forever, maybe just for a week, a day, or a month, or maybe for a couple of years, but they are there to learn something from them. It doesn't have to be positive, it can be something like, hey, people can be like this too, And also that we are the only ones who are limiting ourselves. Either limiting beliefs or really just something we experience that we cannot come across, cannot work through it yet. But that ultimately we are supposed to face everything.
So to me, that's religious to me. I know everybody has a different religious.
Yeah,
For me,
exactly.
religious is more like if you only believe that the world is made of the material and nothing else, and that's I would say, okay, you are atheist. You're not religious.
I guess, yeah.
So religious to me is not about a specific God or specific religious. If you believe that there's a good, there's a bad, there's something that better than you. When I say better, I mean something that unknown, non-scientific.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have the faith,
Yeah.
and that's religious. So, for example, I will also say capitalism for some people is also a kind of religious. They believe in the money, right?
Okay.
So it's not really material, like physics.
Okay, interesting.
So that's my definition of religious in a way.
And what do you believe in?
Because I came from a Buddhism family, so it influenced me a lot. So I believe in that if you do something good, in general, the good, you can say energy or a good force will come to you, you're around, right?
Yeah.
Or I would say you can perceive the world in every different way. You can perceive in the positive way, you can perceive in negative way. And my belief is I want to understand the good way and the bad way, but in the end of the day, I will choose to go the positive way. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be a naive person that everything is good,
of course.
but I want to experience everything. And although I know there's some horrible things right there, but I choose to this path.
Yeah.
And then all the things around me would be the things I want to explore. That's what I'm trying to say. Recently, I'm very interested in, for example, Christianity and Orthodox Church. So I'm from outsider.
Yeah.
But I love the people who has this moral system in this church.
Definitely.
And also the art, when they see the choir.
Yes, I know.
I love that. I think that is
Beautiful.
that's great. But I'm not really familiar with the doctrine, or like you have to go to the church every week. Because for me, it's like if I believe in God, why do I have to go to the church every week?
It's
right?
more like a community. Like, for example, my younger sister, she got baptized recently, like a year ago, because in order for her to get married in a church, which she wanted, and her now husband is also somebody who believes in it, she wanted to be part of it, so she, studied it, did the test on it, and got baptized. And now they go to church every Sunday, or almost every Sunday, and she likes it because it brings her a community and people that are thinking positively and supporting her and all that. And I know that for many people it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for me because it would be too much time spending there. But I understand, especially if somebody doesn't have a community outside of it, it can be very positive reinforcement. It can be people that you can trust and rely on, It's kind of a community that, you might not have otherwise. So in that sense, it's very nice.
This is getting philosophical. So my belief is, I call it Ronin Civilization.
What does that mean?
It means that, because I'm come from Taiwan, I love my country for sure, and everything's great. There's only one thing I want to contribute to my country or my people is I think if we can just explore the world more, not just in our country, I think we can offer the world a lot. We can learn a lot from the world, and we can bring good things back to Taiwan. So I believe in this hero journey story. I love it. I love this, the Lord of the Ring. So my philosophy here is, if you struggle with your life, you just have to go for adventure.
Yeah. Go outside of that environment. Get out of it, because, well, in your life you have all these limited systems that you build up for yourself. Like, it becomes habit, you go your work every day, you do maybe the same things, and you start to have limited amount of new things in your life. And once you go to travel, you're gonna come across so many new things, positive, negatives, things that are gonna surprise you. So it's such a learning experience. Even for us, when we went for honeymoon, we were like, it's freaking expensive, but we were like, we don't know when it's gonna be the next time we're gonna afford it. So hey, let's go for it and let's see the world. So each country gave us something different. Thailand, that was a very chill country. People are happy. They are happy for any kind of opportunity there. And in Vietnam, I think, I haven't been to all countries, of course, right? But in Vietnam, it was the country where I felt like the entrepreneur energy the most. Because everybody was doing everything, Like, you had a house, so that you rented out whatever room that wasn't taken. You would do laundry for people. You would open a tiny restaurant, tiny coffee. You would do service as a taxi, whatever you can to make money, right? You wouldn't, not like you wouldn't sleep, but from the morning till the evening you would work, whatever it takes to earn money. And that was like, wow.
Is it because you traveled to Taiwan when you were very young? I mean, I'm just very curious. You and your husband are very interested in Asian environment. Like normally if you have the honeymoon, I know people go to Asia for sure, but you went to Asia like way more than normal people, right? It's like there should be some kind of, what is the core element or culture or even art that attract you the most? Okay.
So it has many aspects. For example, one part was that we knew that Vietnam is going to be cheaper than most countries. So that was one of the elements. We were like, okay, we can experience an Asian country, meanwhile being able to afford it, right? Because not every country is affordable.
But the flight ticket is expensive.
Yeah, okay, that was the most expensive part. But yeah, so that's why we were like, since we are flying so far, so expensive, let's just stay around the area and discover.
2 months, that's why you need to stay for 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Like if you go there, you're not going to stay a week or 2 weeks. Like you're going to...
Cost of living, yes. I have to push back a little bit.
Okay.
Because Japan.
Yeah, Japan. That's why we went there for the last part and the shortest amount, because we were like, we're not going to afford more, right? Yeah. Even by the end of the Japanese trip, we were have to go to the McDonald's because that was the cheapest thing to eat. For the last 2 days, we were only eating McDonald's because we were running out of budget.
I understand.
Yes, really. So, but till then, I was very lucky. I had a friend from Japan, because she also came to Taiwan as an exchange student. So we met her, she invited us for a wonderful dinner, everything, all kind of fishes. And in Japan, all the fish is so fresh. And so delicious, right? It's crazy.
We love Japan for
We
sure.
love Japan. We love Japan.
What would say your life goal? You know, what is the you want to build your business, right? This fair enough. It's very important. I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I wanna be able to.
You want to move somewhere, or you want to live here, or which place you want to live?
Here would be fine. Like if I can afford to travel next to it, I'm completely fine living here because it's Middle Europe. It's like living conditions are fine. Only problem is the prices, housing prices. They are awful right now. So buying a house or an apartment is quite crazy at the moment.
Okay, can you somehow give me a hint? Maybe in your home, in your place, or in Brno?
Yeah, okay,
if you want
so
to buy a two-bedroom.
Two-bedroom, okay, so let's say 60 square meter can be around right now between 8 and 10 million Czech crowns. So I'm just going to show you 8 million first of all. So this much.
Yeah, 8 million for two-bedroom, right?
Yeah,
Two-bedroom.
but this is the minimum. And then it can go up to, I don't know, 10, 11 million. So.
Okay, 10 million, I guess.
Yeah,
10
so
million.
it's 30 million for
So-
you, 40 million almost.
Hey guys, what do you guys think?
Is it expensive? Is it not?
I
Here
can
it is.
I can tell you guys, right now their reaction will be like,
It's not expensive for you? Here it is. Like here, this price is the same price what it would cost in Scandinavia. And in Scandinavia, you're on like 3 times more than here. So because of that, that's the problem.
3 times more? That's our price. In Taipei,
Yeah.
a two-bedroom new house. You know what is a new house? 2
This
or
is
3
not
years.
a new. This is like used
Okay,
apartment, not
even
house.
even used, like it's about 30 million Czech Republic money.
Yeah, in Hungary, you could buy the same apartment for half the price to this. Yeah, so compared to Hungary, this is crazy. And compared to Czech Republic too, because 5 years ago, the prices were 1/3 of what it is right now, or 1/4.
There's no other. Wow.
Yeah, so right because of that, right now it's crazy.
Of course, you have a family now, and you want to afford a house. In,
Yeah, so life
Brno
goal,
here,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Life goals here, and then one is you want to build your business with your husband. That's
so build
for
my
sure.
business, with
Second
my husband
is,
too. Afford a house, have kids as well, because I always wanted to have a family. You know, not everybody here wants a family. That is very interesting, especially nowadays. Many young women sometimes don't want kids. I want kids. I really want to.
Okay.
And I really want a family. I really want to have a house with garden, be close to the nature. You know, I wouldn't live in Brno. If a house that would be, for example, in Bilovice, not suitable, where I live right now, which is the 10 minutes by train, because it's very close, it's right next to the nature, it's perfect for kids, people know each other, you know. I like this kind of connection with people.
Wow.
So,
How many kids do you want?
If I can have, I would love 3. And then we shall see how it's going to be, because I know it's not easy to have kids, right? For some people it's easier, for some people it's not. It depends on the kids too. For example, right now my older sister, she has 2 kids. One is 3 years old and one is 5 months old. And she has such a trouble because the baby, she can only sleep when she's on the boobs eating, you know, or just latching on the boobs. It's a very cute workshop. So
Yeah, that's for sure.
I also think, because I had such a good childhood, I also want to experience that. And I also know that it has so many layers, but I also know that it's not the reason why I want to have kids. But especially when you have kids, you also work through some of the hidden traumas as well that you experienced as a kid, and you can change that by having, not by having your kid, but you can change the future generation as realizing, oh, what kind of traumas I have that I can teach my kid having a better future, you know, having better reactions. And I think because our mom taught us a lot about emotional intelligence and all these things, I want to teach that to our kids too. And I think especially nowadays, new generations, we are realizing more and more how important it is how the parents behave with kids, what we are teaching them, and to be really present to them. And of course, I'm not sure what kind of mama I'm gonna be. I'm worried about that because I don't know, I never had kids. I don't know what kind of mama I'm gonna be. I just hope I'm gonna be caring enough, supportive enough, patient enough, because patience is, I think, one of the biggest thing you need, really, with kids. Like, I'm not sure if I could be patient with other people's kids, but I do know when it comes to your own kids, it's different. Ideally, Hopefully by the time my business will be able to provide us enough so that I can stay at home with the kids at least for some time, you know. And then we shall see. So this is how long we went ahead with the planning. Okay. And luckily in Czech Republic you do have some support from the government too once you have kids. Oh. Not much, but something, you know. So at least it's...
Wait, do you have some support from also Hungary? I remember Hungary government
they
encourage the family a lot, right?
Like in Hungary, the situation is different in a way that they also give you money for housing if you are a first-time married couple, so you can start to have a family. So for example, if you have one kid, they give you X amount of money. If you have two, they give you more. And if you have three, you don't necessarily even have to pay back the full amount.
Wow.
Yeah, because they want you to be able to own a house or an apartment so you can start a family. And then once you have babies, for 3 years you can stay, or for up to 4 years, you can stay at home with the kid. And you can receive support from the government. Not too much. It has some rules that, for example, the first half a year you will get 60% of your salary, and then afterwards you will have X amount. Yeah, like restaurants are more that way, so we can go that way.
Wow, back to
the center.
The center, great.
Yeah.
But like, because you're Hungarian, and then when you marry to your husband, don't you get this benefit too? So
I'm not going to have the Hungarian because I don't pay taxes in Hungary. I pay taxes in Czech Republic.
Okay.
So because of that, I will receive the Czech one, which is basically for 3 years, you can receive 300,000 Czech crowns. So around 300,000 Taiwanese dollar. And that you can divide to each month. So if we were to divide it for each month, it would give you around 10,000
a month.
Yeah, as an extra support.
When you say you get support.
Yeah, from the government.
So would you say that once you have your own kids and you want to raise the kid by yourself, you want to spend time with the kids by yourself, right?
If you can, yes.
For me, I think it's very important to me. I think it's not even mother. I think the father should also stay with the kid, right? But somebody has to go to work and make money.
Yeah.
And then both parents have to stay with the kids. Of course, we have some difficulty, but I assume that you have this idea that I want to take care of my kid by myself.
Not necessarily. Like I would love my husband to be as present in the kids' life as I am. It depends how we can solve it with work, of course. But
yeah, when I say myself, I mean like you and your husband. I'm saying comparison because right now a lot of people maybe they send their kids out other people to take care and they go to work.
Yeah, that can happen too.
It's harsh, right? It's very difficult.
Hard. But it's because you cannot afford it.
Yes.
To not do that. So maybe it's some kind of speech.
Kind of show or speech?
It sounds like it, but
okay, let's see what happened there. Interesting.
Oh, they're boxing.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. But it's the first time for me.
Really?
Like I never seen this. It's always something else, right?
Yeah. Ciao.
Oh. Nice. He won.
So, but now, hey guys, we need to have some lunch.
There's knock knock.
Oh, just right there.
Nice.
And magically, we just fit the time.
I wasn't sure we would make it, but hey.
So this is knock knock. I have zero idea, and also Agnes, you have zero idea what about this. So it could be a bomb.
Yeah.
We don't know, but we'll check it out.
Okay.
Hello, we have a reservation at 2.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you. That's very cool.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna put this here.
As a bell, it doesn't, okay?
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Okay.
Asian.
Asian.
You picked this for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Cheers.
Yes. Wow. So it's interesting. I think Hungary is some kind of very special, unique country in a whole union about Europe. It's like you guys just somehow come from nowhere and boom, Hungary people there. And the rest, means Germany part and the Slavic part, is just boom, Hungary.
Yeah, and Hungary, we are quite lonely here because we don't have any language that would be similar to us. Some say that Finnish is supposed to be a bit closer grammatically,
which is true, but we only have like, I don't know, 10 words that are similar, and that's it. Because it's really because we are coming from, as far as we know, from Asia. So our language is coming from, most likely from Asia as well. And also it's a mix of other languages as well. So for example, we borrowed many words from Turkish as well, from a couple of Slavic words too, from English. You know, it's a mix too, but our core of the language is supposed to be Asian. And we do have many legends as well. For example, how we came here, legends, how we came to Europe. One of the legends is that we were following a, how do you call those animals that look like a deer, but it has this big antlers.
Okay.
Antlers is the one that you have on the head.
Okay. So what is the misunderstanding? Big misunderstanding people perceive Hungary.
Okay. So big misunderstanding.
Okay, let me give you some stereotype for sure. Then you can tell me yes or no. Okay.
Okay, please.
I think Hungarian people are more. Yes, that's great. Thank you. I think Hungarian people are more family oriented. Is it stereotype?
I think definitely we are. And I think it also comes from our history too, that we used to live also together with our grandparents and grandparents. You know, we also used to have these houses where we would live together. And that's in our history. And right now, I think, of course, right now it's very individual how if you are family oriented or not. But I think as a nation we are.
Is it somehow a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think
like
so.
Hungarian people are more family oriented in a way. Of course,
Yeah.
I mean, compared to the typical European, I would say.
I would say, yeah. And especially, in the Western countries, it's more focused on the individual. But I think Hungary is more, of course, we are focused on the individual too, but it is family oriented. Yeah.
Yeah, I think also Taiwanese people, from my understanding, is also family oriented in my way. In a way.
Definitely.
I don't know. Almost.
Okay, sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah, in Europe, if you put it like this,
Oh.
it means you're finished.
My bad.
So try to keep it like just apart.
Yes,
And then they know you haven't finished yet.
Yeah.
Just one more, right?
Wow, look at this.
So delicious it was. Oh my god.
Wow. Good for you.
Have you finished? It's
Finished. Thank you.
Thank you. So,
Mějte se moc hezky. Nasano. Nasano.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Now we have a very good, nice lunch meal.
Yes.
I enjoy very much.
Me too.
I think yeah. So now we are going to a very beautiful place. It's a beautiful lake we are going to. And I hope we don't get rain too early. But if we have it, doesn't matter. Nothing can stop us.
Exactly.
So can you repeat me again? This lake is called
Přerada. They have in Czech, they have a very interesting letter, and it's a rž. Yeah, it's like a mix of R and ž. It's like rž, something like that.
Wow.
It's crazy. I cannot even pronounce it perfectly. Dobrý den.
Dobrý den. It's also called Dobrý den.
Dobrý den is good day.
I know, it's also the same Slavic. I think Slavic occasion.
Yeah, it's quite similar in all the languages, I guess.
Yeah.
We can stop for a second.
Look at this, guys.
And that's the beach where people usually lay down, sunbathe, go for a swim. So that's where we're gonna get.
Yes.
It
The
is.
good thing about this is not just it's beautiful, is I like this kind of vibe. It's like normal life, it's not a place that you need to spend a lot of time and like book reservation and get into the place that there are a lot of people there. This is probably like the weekend. You come here
Yeah,
and you just
enjoy.
enjoy. And then, wow, see right there? Looks like a normal residency, but with villa right here. Okay, you don't have too much traffic jam here. Okay, now we see people, there's a couple right there, enjoy their kayaking right there.
Exactly.
So I would say Brno so far is a very good place to live.
Exactly, it's very livable. That's the thing I love about it. It's so livable. You find everything. You have good jobs that you can choose from. You have good people. As you said, there are foreigners as well, but many Czech, of course.
So for you guys, if you want to come, my normal boring idea will be you bring your fruit,
Yes.
you bring your picnic blanket, yes, and you bring some sandwich.
Yes.
And then if you come here by yourself, which is my favorite, you bring your own book,
yes.
novel, and then maybe some music with you. But you know, sometimes you need to listen to the nature's sound when you're outside here, and then boom, 5 hours you can enjoy your afternoon right
True
here.
that.
Okay, that's called luxury.
That is luxury.
That's called luxury. That's
Like you couldn't find this, I don't know, in New York, I guess.
it's good. They have barbecue there.
Yeah.
So this is the park. People can picnic here. And another side, you guys, there's a lake you can enjoy now.
Yes.
Okay, and there's something make people want to swim, I guess. That is the...
It's
is it?
not really the opening where most of the people go in. I think where people really swim is that area. But you
Okay.
can.
No, I'm saying this kind of thing is, I just want to know, like, this is for the people who can just,
To
for
walk
people to
in.
swim, walk in and
Yeah.
swim, basically, right?
Yeah.
Because in Taiwan, there are a lot of places you cannot swim inside. But if we see the sign like this,
Yeah,
it basically
then it
say
means you can.
You can go
Yeah.
to swim, basically.
Unless
right?
there's like a sign, hey, right now it's dangerous, don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay, got it.
Then you can go in.
Okay, this is interesting to me. This kind of tree.
Yeah?
You see this leaf right here?
Have you not seen something like this before?
I did, but it's not everywhere. Because this tree, the reason it draw my attention is it's big, and then I guess it's very warm inside. This is not Norway actually, you see, because you can hide inside, and the tree just out here. So for you, you can just hide inside. I don't know. Would you do that? Hide inside?
Not sure if I would hide, but definitely as kids.
Yeah,
We tried to play with it as like a jungle man. So we tried like, hey, can this hold us? Of course it cannot. But we tried as kids.
Yeah. Yeah. When I say hide, I mean like you, because outside maybe you're too hot and you picnic
like
here.
that. Yeah, I
and
think
then
you would do.
you sit here and you lay down here. It could be normal to you, but for me, this will be the good spot,
It is a good spot.
and then people will occupy this spot. But now,
Some definitely. It depends how much sun they want to take. I usually love definitely like a half shadow place. Some people are really okay with like full time on the sun. I'm like, no, it's not possible. Too hot.
okay, here we have one thing we will not jump for sure. This is not the day.
You sure?
Don't
You
push
sure?
me. I still want to survive in a way. But let's check this out for you guys.
Yes, we can go there definitely.
Okay, so here is probably say something like, you know, you can park here. This is like you're the boat.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
stuff, and you can do this.
Yes.
This is crazy. You can do this.
It's
You
more
can do
likely
this
it's there,
too.
that area. But it's telling you that, yeah, it's possible that people do this, so pay attention.
Okay, and this.
Though you cannot use it here anymore.
But what is this?
The motor of the boat.
Oh, okay. So they told you what kind of boat you can use.
Yeah. They do use motorboats, but that's further away, you know, not right here because it's the
Okay.
swimming area.
So only here, and this is another
Yeah, exactly.
kind of boat.
Here you cannot, like, you see those yellow things, like
Yeah.
within this area you shouldn't use that.
Oh, only this area basically, and then you have.
I don't know what's that.
Kind of like
Waves? Is it?
waves. Okay.
I don't know.
So there's all the rules for you guys. So when I see this sign, I can understand it's very common. So people use all kinds of weird. For me, it's weird. It's not weird. Special boats and a lot of stuff. Because I don't
Yeah.
think we will see this kind of sign in Taiwan for sure. Okay. And it means to me that you can have multiple very interesting water activity here.
When you're in the water and you have the free time in your water and spending time, you have a responsibility.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to, that's Western people idea. They would just say, you have all the freedom, something wrong, something bad things happen to you, you take fully responsibility.
Exactly.
That is the more Western idea.
I see.
In Taiwan, it's more like, no, don't go. That's it.
Interesting.
That's how we just put all these fence there and say no. So you can see people started to do some water. Oh yeah, I saw that things very often in Europe.
Yeah?
People go down and swim. I know that. Hello.
It's very nice, like if you go there weekends, sometimes they do have some medieval festival, you know. So there are guys dressed in medieval clothes, they would play some medieval, you know, instruments. Yeah, but it looks cool and it sounds cool, you know. The medieval beats are very nice.
You guys love the water activity.
Yes.
Here is the place to chill. It's kind of different because in Taiwan we have ocean, and then we don't.
You don't go there in the.
No, we swim in the lake. We have I think it's a yearly activity, like, you know, there's a competition in Taiwan, then people just jump in the lake, and then there's a national activity. People just swim in the lake. You know, Summer Lake.
Yeah,
Summer
Lake
that
there.
one.
Okay.
And then that's a challenge for a lot of people that want to do it. And we have all the people try to, like, all the medical service, everything, make sure everything is safe.
Yeah.
And then people track and yeah, we swim in the lake too. Gift time.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Gift time. Probably you know already, this is from the temple called Longshan Temple. Yeah, one of my favorite temples in Taiwan.
Beautiful, thank you so much.
And let me see, here it's 财运守护. Yep. And here is called 事业顺利. This is. Yeah.
Beautiful, thank you so much. Love it. It is a beautiful color too.